Hey there, spooky friends, and welcome to the newest episode of the Scaryish podcast. Just want to give you a little warning. We recorded this episode while on the road in haunted Sacramento with the JJ Obsession. So the audio is coming off of a single mic and isn't the best quality, but it's not that bad. So just fair warning, strap on. It was a very fun episode, and we hope you enjoy it.
Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of the Scaryish podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we have special guests today.
The return of the JJ Obsession.
Hello. Hello.
So welcome back with us, Jessica and Jennifer. We are all together again because we are out in beautiful Sacramento, California for the event known as Sac Anime, which actually, as of today, has concluded. It's a pretty fun time.
As of the recording of this, at least.
Indeed. So we had a fun time out here, and on top of that, Sacramento seems to have quite a bit of haunted history.
Lots of go.
So we're going to cover some stuff this episode. I think first we're going to talk about a haunted house-ish. Murder site,
house.
More or less. Yes,
Yeah,
murder house.
Murder house.
That the JJ Obsession told us about, and we went and saw with our own eyes. We'll post pictures on our Instagram, and they're going to give us some of the story of that house.
Yes.
Then we're going to talk a little bit about the con.
Yeah.
And that will lead us into our final section of the show, because we received a fancy, mysterious object. Should we just tell everyone right now? So we received a tarot card deck while we were at the convention, which we are going to use. And we're going to have a few of these tarot readings that you can do for yourself. And we're going to record it live for the first time ever. So pretty excited for that. And I think let's just start. So when we were talking about haunted stuff to do or check out in San Francisco, or excuse me, Sacramento, you
Close
guys...
enough.
2 hours away.
Y'all had mentioned this murder house. So tell us about the house and then just go from there.
So when we came to eat on Thursday night to come pick up Robin and Adam, we ended up going to eat at some place nearby the murder house that we didn't even know we were that close. So that was also one of the things that we wanted to let you guys know.
Well, and then we were just watching we were trying to figure out what to watch on the Roku, right? Or set something up. And then the random show, the Murder House Flip, came up, and the first episode was literally about that.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, look, it says Sacramento. We should pay attention to this.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's how it led up to it, I guess. Yeah. Well, so this house was owned by an old lady who was a mass murderer, lady of the night. What do you want to say? Both? Well, caretaker?
She has a nickname, right? She has it's like the house is called like the Murder House or something, but it's someone on YouTube was like the Granny Killer or something like that.
Yeah, so the story is really well explained by a YouTuber who does a lot of unsolved mysteries and true crime. Her name is Eleanor Neal, if you want a full story about all of this. But we'll give you a quick summary about it and then tell you kind of what we saw when we went there and stuff like that, I guess. So a little backstory about the house is she was originally, when she was younger, she was a lady of the night, pretty much. Then when she went through her first marriage, then divorced, went through her second marriage, and then she decided to, instead of being a lady of the night, she wanted to be
in charge of a brothel.
In charge of a brothel, got arrested for it, and then decided to instead go into
daycare.
Not daycare.
Old people care.
At-home care?
What do they call those now? I always joke, like, don't put me in old people's home. What is it called?
That's what we call it.
Nursing home?
Nursing home.
Okay.
It's not a nursing home.
Is it?
Well,
kind of like halfway house nursing home?
Halfway house is very different.
But, so she she then bought the house to do the nursing home. We'll just call it that, I guess. And what she would do is she would take all their social security checks and cash them out. And then she would murder them first and then cash out. Yeah, drug and then kill and cash out their social
drug, kill, and bury in the yard of the house.
That is true.
And the only reason why she got caught is because one of her people that were staying with her had gotten arrested. And the only reason why they caught her is because the police were saying, how is this person using their money when they're in jail? So then they did some background checks and all that stuff, and then they finally found Dorothea, and they actually caught her in the act, I guess.
So had she been slightly more careful of not cashing a social security check as someone who was alive, she might have just kept on going she would have had to find more space, because as we'll post on the Instagram, she used her yard to hide the bodies, and it's not a huge yard.
Pretty good use of space.
Yeah, she was running out of space for sure.
Yeah.
So
they were saying that on her side yard, they had buried 6 bodies, 3 and then 3 strategically, and then on the other smaller part of her front yard was just a torso. So she had chopped off every limb and the head and just buried the torso in the front part of the yard.
And they still haven't found
the rest of
the arms, the legs, and the head.
Exactly.
Which were almost assuredly chucked off of that bridge that looked haunted that we crossed.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, all weekend we had to drive across this really creepy looking bridge.
It wasn't just a bridge, it was a drawbridge too.
Yes.
So every time we crossed, I was waiting for the malfunction where we just start lifting into the sky. And I'd be like, okay, this is how we die.
Because they also did close off one side.
Yeah.
You couldn't turn left.
There's cones on it. There's construction. When you're going onto a drawbridge, the last thing you want to see is cones and construction. And that's exactly what was going on.
I think it's because you always sat on the right side.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so if you're imagining this yard, it's like an L, and the long portion of it is a little bit wider than the bottom portion. So she was already getting into the bottom portion, and she's like, oh, only space for a torso, eh? Get out the hacksaw.
Yeah, but she was only convicted for 3 of the murders, and they said that she was technically accused of 9, but in the totality of how many people that actually lived with her as tenants, on paper was 40. So we actually don't know how many people she murdered before and after and the total count. Yeah.
There could be bodies that she disposed of that just weren't in her yard.
Yeah, it could be maybe even in the basement.
Or she just got caught before she could kill all of them.
Yeah.
So
probably.
Can you imagine being a tenant and seeing your landlord walk out like, oh, what did Dorothea do? It's like, she's been murdering her tenants and cashing social security checks.
You could have been next.
Holy shit. That would have been terrifying. And I would have been so thankful in that moment watching this 71-year-old lady. She was 71 when she got arrested, right?
Correct. And she passed away in 2011 at 82.
So she lived for 11 years after she was arrested.
Imagine
which is
being
crazy.
71 in jail.
Right?
That's rough.
Everyone just treats you as a granny. That's it.
Oh.
I don't think...
You think?
You can't really do very much.
Yeah.
Are you going to beat an old lady?
So give me those dentures. I don't know. So.
She's some old implants.
So we found out about this murder house, and of course we thought after the convention is over, let's go see it. Since we were so close to it when we ate this wonderful Korean restaurant, which was delicious, by the way.
Yeah, it was good.
I think of the places we ate, we put it number 2.
Yes.
So pretty good stuff. But yeah, we went and checked it out. We parked and we took our own photos. A lot of times I go into Google Images and I look for like non-copyright photos so that I can actually put them up on our Instagram. I was like, this is the first time we're going to use a photo of a creepy place that we actually took. So,
but Jen's a sweet, sweet photographer.
Yeah. I took one picture.
We're still going to go back, right?
We're
going to go back, maybe even try to talk to the actual house owners.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah,
we're gonna. He has a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched another YouTube video in preparation, and the folks that wound up buying the house, what year did they buy the house, did they say?
2010.
2010?
Yeah.
So they bought this house...
$213K.
$213K in California, Sacramento, California.
1,800 square feet.
1,800 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Yeah.
That's the spookiest part of this, is because it doesn't sound real. Everything else is plausible. Like, that price is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really leaned into the whole thing. I don't know if they're still actually the owners of it.
It has not been sold since. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they have like plaques all over that says like the house isn't guilty and it's not the house's fault and stuff like that. They have a statue outside that looks like Dorothea.
Oh my god!
And they have her dressed up. Yeah, and
the
they have like
she got arrested. That outfit.
It's silly, but they really just leaned into it to be like, hey, the house is fine. There's no ghosts here. This is the site of a horrific mass murderer. However, the house is cool now, and they actually seem really laid back and really chill. So yeah, we're going to cruise by it again tomorrow because we want to get pictures of the plaques they've hung up saying like the house isn't guilty and stuff like that, or trespassers will be drugged, dragged and buried in the backyard, which is hilarious. So we'll try and get pictures of that too. And then if they come out and talk to us, we'll see what they have to say and maybe splice in a little bit more. Who knows? Or I don't know what we'll do. But either way,
it'd be pretty cool if we could get maybe a statement from them.
That would be really awesome. Yeah. So I'll be like a reporter holding my phone out. Like, oh no, I feel like Lois Lane right now. So, but yeah, it was really cool. And it was a nice little piece of haunted Sacramento that we sort of got to like dip our toes into and then just immerse ourselves in. And it was really funny too, because when we saw the video, it's like, wow, that is right by where we were.
Yeah.
And when we were driving around, we went past it and realized just how close everything is. And the other thing is, all the houses we drove by, we were just remarking on how many of them have like an older style architecture. Like that could be a murder house.
Yeah.
That could definitely be a murder house.
Well, there were condemned houses too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the nicer houses we saw.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at the other ones, we're just like, people were probably killed there too. This whole city's haunted.
There were lots of, I mean, Jess was looking up a bunch of stuff, and there were a lot of places that were like, this is haunted. There's apparently tunnels under the city that are haunted, right?
Yeah. So a lot, once the water started rising here in Sacramento, they ended up abandoning these tunnels. So, but you could actually still take tours on them, to them in certain parts of Sacramento, and they're all over. Yeah, they're everywhere. So, and it's unexpected. People found like random places where you could actually enter these tunnels as well.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Want to go? Let's go.
No.
Let's go right now.
They are taking tours as well. So if anybody wants to come down to Sacramento, you can actually take a tour. Yeah, up or down.
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah,
over the ocean, from across the ocean. Yeah.
There's a library that's supposedly haunted as well.
Yes.
That we considered going to, but the hours didn't really overlap, so we couldn't go check it out because there was someone that's supposed to be haunting the library. So it very much felt like the opening scene of Ghostbusters that I was very excited to replicate.
Free floating,
full torso apparition. We didn't get to go. And then
Lady
there's
on W Street.
Lady on W Street. We didn't cruise by it
go.
because there's a hitchhiking ghost, right?
Yes, correct.
But our car is full.
Yeah,
Our car is full.
So I'm pretty
No
sure
room
she
for
wouldn't
ghosts.
even show up even if we tried. So.
But we didn't try, for the record. And it's not because we were afraid.
I am.
It's because
I am.
Jen was afraid and she was driving with me. So that's what it really comes down to. But it's been actually really nice to hang out in Sacramento. And as someone from Northwest Indiana, it's actually reminded me a lot of like Indianapolis and some of the places I grew up. And when we were flying in, I noticed how green it was. Now there's all these different patches of like farmland.
It's all agriculture.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a lot like where I grew up. So it's been kind of nostalgic being in this area and then knowing how much of this place has a haunted history. It's been a really fun trip. Aside from the fact that we got to do a pretty sweet convention, which was really fun. So let's talk about the convention a little bit.
Right.
So when we do these things, I am typically useless.
Yeah, 100.
And,
So
Jen is also very useless.
No.
Jen is very helpful.
Yes, you know all the names of the characters
Not
and where
all.
stuff are or is. Where stuff is.
Where stuff is, where things are.
There you go.
There we go. Anyways, but yeah, so when we do these events, it's like Jess and Robin are basically the driving forces behind the booth. And then we're here for moral support and to help out as much as we can. And everyone here was just really, really nice for the most part. We had a convention we did a month and a half ago. Lights kept going out. AC kept going out. That was kind of a shit show.
Yeah.
This was very, very different. And a lot of things that happen, like you see other booths while you're there. You see other people's art. Sometimes you want to buy stuff. Sometimes you trade stuff. And
the table that was like, it was across from us. Their Instagrams, Mischief's Magic, ending with a CK. And they actually had tarot cards. And we're looking at it. And we're like, they have tarot cards. Well, I wonder what they look like. And I just got up and checked it out. And we just did an art trade for these tarot cards. So I traded some of my stuff and got these. And we're like, let's try and use them. Because I'm deathly afraid of tarot cards because I think, like, they can show you things maybe you don't want to know, you know? Because Adam has that one story about his aunt and tarot cards.
yeah, I'll do a recap of that story because, I mean, we're like almost 200 episodes in. And I know people tend to tune out when I speak, so.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
I do.
I know she does. When your co-host eyes glaze over when you're telling them a story, you're like, I wonder if anyone's actually going to listen to this. But when it comes down to tarot cards, my experience is that when I was younger, I used to go to an aunt's house. And while I was there, the kids would all be sent down to the basement so that the adults could stay upstairs, talk adult talk, drink, do whatever. The kids were downstairs playing video games and just keeping each other company. And I used to just sneak out of the basement, and it was a 3-level house. There was basement, main level, and then upstairs. And I used to get to the staircase between the main level and the upstairs, and I'd sit like where they couldn't see me, but I could hear everything that was happening in the main room. And my aunt would read tarot cards for people. She didn't do it a lot. It's not like it was seance night like every week, but every now and then she would bust out tarot cards. And this particular night, she was reading for friends that they knew and my parents knew that they hadn't seen in a while. And they were sitting around, and I was just like listening, and then I go back downstairs and come back up and listen to her do another reading. And she was talking to one of these people that they hadn't seen in a while, and she was asking very specific questions. Since we got this deck, I was like, I should probably Google how we do this to see if it's going to be super intense. And I found something that should be a pretty simple format that we can follow. And it should be fairly easy. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy or anything like that. I don't think it will. My aunt was doing a very different version. So we're going to do like 3 cards to read a topic or a question that we have for ourselves. Whereas my aunt was doing readings for other people because she was more experienced with this. When she did this reading, my aunt's friend said, I want you to tell me specifically about my father. And so she said, okay. And she's like laying the cards out and, saying what she thinks she's seeing in the cards. Because it's very much about like interpretation of the story you think the cards are telling you. And everything she was putting down and she was saying to her friend was saying like, yeah, that's true. That's correct. That's exactly what's happening. And then she laid down a card and no one said anything. So I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know if like something had happened or there was a bug or why everyone just got silent. And then out of nowhere, my aunt just says, did your father kill himself? And then her friend burst into tears and said, yes, he killed himself yesterday. So that was the last time.
It's like I'm learning this new, but I've heard this before. It's just still surprising.
That was the last time my aunt ever did a reading. She got really scared of it that time. She was like, wow. I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And as far as I know, she's never done a reading. I don't really talk to her a whole lot anymore. But that was it. So for me, I was like, fuck tarot cards. Like, that shit's crazy. I had a boss when I was previously working at Credit One who had taken up tarot card reading as a hobby. And she used to tell me, especially for the show too, I could do a tarot reading for you or Robin. We used to do it on the air. And she said, the thing that freaks me out the most about it is my story. It's because she specifically asked about something that she knew would have like some big, grand, tragic reveal. So if you ask of the cards, this is according to her, something that's just about, general day to day or how things are going or something you just want to know about or something you want to be introspective about from your past and sort of get an idea of how things are going to play out in the future, that's sort of what she uses it for. So when she told me that, I considered, maybe that'll be kind of fun to do. That was the first time I kind of opened my brain up to, I think I would be cool with the tarot card reading. So when we saw the cards and Robin went over there and was like, let's just see if we can pick up these cards and then go from there. I was like, let's do it. Tonight's the night. We're doing it on the show. So we have a deck, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing shuffled and ready to go.
But before we get to that main thing, we have to listen to a story.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. You're absolutely right. Thank you. So,
so what you're saying is we need to do like 40 minutes before it hits midnight to do the tarot card reading.
We should just all take a nap and wake up exactly at 3 a.m. and then do the tarot card reading. Now, we're going to do a story that was promised by Jess, I believe, last episode. Yeah. And I'm sure that this one's going to be super laid back and benign, nothing big or anything like that. No, I think it's terrifying is the words that you've used.
No? What?
No?
No.
Is it?
No.
Okay, let's see where it is. Let's see where it lies somewhere in between.
It's terrifying.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to
play on words this weekend. Oh my god.
I shall turn the floor over to you and let us know what this story is that didn't make the previous episode you touched on.
So last time we talked about Cal State Fullerton mostly, and then some stories about our house that we were staying at when you guys came over to California. So now we just have one story. It was the time when we went to Comic-Con. back in 2016 or so.
Oh,
2015.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so we went down to San Diego. As you all know, like Comic-Con's always San Diego. And so we stayed at our uncle's house. And our uncle, I think he's our great uncle. I don't think he's our uncle. He's the same level as our grandma.
Oh, so great uncle.
Yeah, so great uncle. So we stayed at his house because we're like, San Diego's expensive. Like, why do we have to pay for this? So
we're college students.
We're college students. Right. We have no money. So, and it was our first year ever to be there. But we only were there, I think, Friday and Sunday because of that whole raffle thing.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, we'll just stay the weekend. We could like chill out, hang out, see San Diego for like a day and then go back to the con again. So we ended up staying at our uncle's house, but we went there late because it was me, Jen, and our friend. So we went there and we went to his house and it was like the dead of night. Because we were there late. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's already starting out creepy.
We opened the door, and he gave our grandma the key, so grandma gave it to us, so we could take it to the house to actually unlock the house. So he had a double door.
He had a gate.
And he had a double door, and then you could enter the house. So we, like, the gate, like, creaked. So we're like, so we're like going in. He's not home, okay? So no one's home.
So it's just darkness.
So yeah, it's like no one, like currently he's been traveling a lot, so he hasn't been at home. His wife previously passed away not too long before that.
Yeah, but we don't know if she passed away in the house.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Or at a
or care home or something. We don't know. Because
and we still don't know.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Dorothea Puente house because the owner had a wife that passed away, and his current wife was like, he had nothing to do with it. Yeah. And that's just what reminded me of that.
Well, I think she passed away from, like, natural causes, but she had, like, an illness.
Okay.
So, so we went into this house, so we unlocked the first door, and it was already kind of hard to open, because, it's like an old key. He's an old man, like, he doesn't do any handiwork, he didn't care if it worked or not, like, as long as he could open the door. So we opened the first one, and like, okay. We didn't know there was a second one. So we're like...
So we're just like in the doorway.
We're just like in the doorway and like... We have to open the second door, I guess. So then we opened the second door.
Imagine
and we opened it.
Key.
I know, right? And we opened it and it goes into a hallway. And right at this hallway, there's like this animal head...
The skull
piece,
thing,
Skull of like not a deer.
It looks
like a deer, I guess, with antlers.
Deer?
Yeah, it kind of looks satanic. So we're like, but he doesn't hunt. So we were really scared already. And like, and
what? The
and he like put plastic.
What the?
And then he covers his couch with like the thing
dust
to
covers.
prevent dust. And he leaves his door open to his garage, so the car exhaust smell was coming in. So like it looked like it hasn't been inhabited in a while, which was really scary to us already. And the dead of night, and we couldn't find the lights. So, and then all we had was like the porch light. We're like, this is very scary. I'm kind of scared. Where's our room? Like, where is it? So our room was directly after the door. It's to the left, and it's like right there.
Yeah, it's like first door on the right.
Like 2 feet. You just take a left 2 feet, and then the door's right there. So we opened that one, and we're like, okay, we're going to stay in this room. All three of us are going to stay in this room. Our friend was like, I'll stay on the couch. There's no problem. We were talking about this as we were like getting there. And then when she saw the couch with the dust cover, she's like, I'm staying in your room. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. Because I'm kind of scared too. So we ended up, as in Jen and I. Yeah, it was like 2 a.m. We ended up looking around the house. Just because, like, to see the layout, just in case, like, if anything happens or whatever. So, like, we were scared of the living room. So we didn't check there. We closed the garage door because it smelled like exhaust. And then we opened some windows and whatever. And then we went to his daughter's room because we know who his daughter is. And we're like, oh, well, there's like no clothes in the closet. There's like luggages, like kind of in there. Yeah, it looks like it hasn't been inhabited, like I said. And like, there was one door we could not open.
Yeah, it was locked.
It was locked.
Was it red?
There was a red.
Shut the fuck.
There was a red, like Chinese.
It's his wife's room, right?
It's gotta be. No,
because when they put red like on there to keep the evil out or whatever, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck.
No,
shut up.
It was locked.
And now play into the story a little later on too.
We couldn't get into that room, and I don't think we had the keys to the room either.
Okay.
So then we were like, okay, that's fine. And then so
that's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. So we're like, okay, we're just gonna stay in the room. That's fine. Like, there's the restrooms right there. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like right across.
It was just right across from our room because it was like to the left. It was like you would make another left from our room. Like if you went down the hallway, make a left. The right is our room. The left is the bathroom. So it was like right across from us.
Okay,
it was fine. So we're okay.
So you run the bathroom. You run the room. Is it?
So then we went.
I would not go alone.
So we went to the con the next morning. But that night, I didn't tell my friend or my sister. I was like, I didn't sleep. Yeah. I did not sleep.
At all?
At all.
And we left the hallway light on.
And we left the hallway light on because we were scared. Like, we were legitimate. Like, we didn't feel good. We locked the door.
Like the bedroom door?
Yeah. Yeah.
Locked the bedroom door, but kept the hallway light on outside.
Yeah.
So you could see if somebody's legs walked by.
Yeah.
Did someone's legs walk by?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
I saw a shadow.
Shut the fuck
okay,
up!
so
I
didn't tell.
She didn't tell me until
I didn't tell her
years
until
after.
years later. That's why when I was telling you guys, like even a little bit before that, I was telling her about it, and I was like, "You remember that one time when we stayed at our great uncle's place over in San Diego for Comic-Con?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So I didn't sleep that night," and then I told her, and then no one was in the house. Our uncle was in Kentucky. Okay, no one else had the key besides his daughter. Oklahoma, sorry, in Oklahoma, close enough. No, sorry.
Not close.
I was thinking of our other uncle.
I was gonna say.
I was thinking of our uncle Olaf. Anyway,
You have an Uncle Olaf?
Focus.
So, shout out to him. Congrats to his daughter that just graduated high school. So yeah. So, so we went to the con and we came back, but we were like, we're going to have KBBQ. So we went to get KBBQ that night. And then we were going to the gate, like the squeaky door. And then, I went and I opened the first door. And then
the second
door, because so both doors were closed when we left. The inner door was open.
Fuck that.
So then I literally, my friend thought I was really stupid, but I did it anyway. I was like, I opened the door and I looked.
And it was open?
And it was open. The second door was open. Okay? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So she paused because I was the first person to the door because I had the key.
Second.
She was second and our friend was last. Jen ran.
I slammed into my friend.
She slammed straight into my friend.
Wait, is it because you got scared because the door was open?
Yes, because the second door was open.
So did you scream and so you ran?
No, we didn't scream.
I looked in.
She looked in because I opened the door slightly open, right? So, like, not all the way open, maybe like halfway open. And she saw that the second door was open. I paused. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I just thought to myself in my head, like, oh shit, someone's in the house.
Oh my God.
And I am not quite sure, maybe. So then she booked it, and my friend booked it, and our friend was on the other side of the gate already. She's like, just come! And I'm like, I'm coming! And I closed the door, and I locked it, and I walked, and I ran. I, like, closed the front door, locked it, and then, like, ran away, and we sat in the car, and our friends, like, call 911. So we called 911. Took them about an hour to get to us. We were just sitting in the car, just staring at the house.
Yeah.
And,
just in case someone
comes out or whatever, so we could be like, oh, it was, like, the person
maybe
who like this.
Our uncle came or
whatever. So then the police finally came, and we're like, what took you so long? And they're like, this wasn't an emergency. And we're just like,
it's home invasion, asshole.
Yeah, I was like, to us, it's an emergency.
And we're 3 girls.
So late.
Right.
Yeah, and it was 3 girls. So then the 2 police officers came together, obviously, and they searched the house. Flashlights. We were just outside, and you just see flashlights throughout the windows and all that stuff as they're like looking around. And we, so stupid. So then they came back, and they're like, there's one door that's locked. I'm like, yes, we can't open that door. And he's like, oh, okay, well, there's no one in the house. And we're like, wow, thanks. And we're like, does the house seem weird to you? Like, we were asking him.
Like, if they get bad vibes.
Yeah, bad vibes or anything. We're like, does it look weird to you? Did you see that animal skull thing at the front of the door? They're like, yeah, no, nothing's wrong. And we're just like, all right.
Oh my
Thank you, officer. And we're like, did you lock the door? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
We're going home now.
We're going home now. We're in San Diego, and it's like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Just drive
and
back.
we drove all the way back. We're going home.
Wow.
Yeah. So we drove all the way home, and our mom's like, why'd you come back? Like, what happened? We're like,
we got scared.
I'm scared.
Aww.
Like, our uncle's house is scary. Like, and then we ended up going back to San Diego again on Sunday.
Yeah.
But we didn't stay. Yeah. So all we did was we just
did the con and drove home.
And then did the con and came home. Yeah. So
we gave up.
That is my story.
Fuck that. I would not know. I would.
So I want to go back to that part.
Okay.
Where you said you didn't sleep that night.
Yes.
So you were in bed and you saw feet.
Yeah. So like
not feet.
It was shadow.
Right?
It was
okay.
like a shadowy, shadow, just like a blob
went across.
that just came across. It literally blocked the light, and to me, I'm like, maybe I'm just hallucinating. Maybe I'm just like lacking sleep. I don't know. It didn't make any noise. I didn't actually see any feet or any like shoes or anything.
Just a shadow.
Just a shadow. No noise was made. No doors open. Nothing. So I thought that was kind of weird, but I'm like, it could be
skull.
It could be just, not sleeping. I'm hallucinating, maybe lack of
But
sleep.
that's still like.
I mean, if you're looking at a door, like underneath the door
were you
frame.
sleeping? Say okay.
So I was facing the door. I was literally facing the door.
Yeah. We were laid like sardines.
Yeah, we were.
And you were
sleeping
asleep.
style. She was.
I passed out.
Our
because I
friend
drove.
literally passed out. She was snoring, and I'm just
And
like,
she's
how
the
is
one
she
who's
sleeping here?
Yeah, and she's the most susceptible to creepy stuff.
Yeah.
And
Like
she was just too tired to deal with
Her
it.
own
She didn't
house
care anymore.
is literally haunted.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we can tell you that story too.
Ooh, tell us.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
go.
do you have any more questions for her though?
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys tell your uncle after? Your great uncle?
He ended up selling the house.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I forgot to mention. So he ended up selling the house a few years later. Yeah. So
But remember, you must in California. You must disclose
if anyone dies
and
within
anyone-
3 years,
3 or 5. 3.
3 years,
So he waited.
I guess so.
he could have.
I think so. I think he probably waited after the 3
probably
years.
did. Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to say anything.
So
Yeah.
we still don't know.
Yeah,
but
but we
maybe
don't-
next time we'll
Like
go ask.
we should probably ask her
She
mom,
should
but our
ask.
mom doesn't even know.
Just
that
ask,
much.
like, what was in that room?
I don't want to.
Okay, I say that, but so at my sister's house, they have those like just red, not just a red piece of paper, but like my grandpa will like save stuff from Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Or like the
Or like the
Chinese,
wedding ones.
Well, if you go to the Chinese market or Asian market or whatever for Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, they'll give you like red things that
Like
say
the
like the animal and the year and stuff on it, and he'll always tape the new one to the pantry door or something like that. And it's just this red thing that they tape to the door because it's supposed to be good luck.
Yeah.
Ours is in the entryway.
But something like that was just like a red thing that's taped to a locked door.
Yeah. Right.
It's freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially with what you know and what we know.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah. Like I know on the outside of our house or my sister's house, not our house, they have mirrors in red frames.
Yeah, we have one too.
Yeah, that are on that get nailed to the house.
Yeah. And it has like Chinese characters usually in green.
And it has like a
talisman
symbol
from
and
a monk
stuff. Yeah.
tied to it.
Yeah.
Because it's red is supposed to like be good and ward off spirits and stuff like that. And so knowing that is terrifying. It's just terrifying.
Just no mirror.
Oh my
I feel like it wasn't warding anything off. I think it was containing something within that room.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
But like the fact that you saw a shadow thing go across the door is terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay. So then your friend, her house is haunted.
So so let's a little background for her first and the house. So we've known her for a long time. 2006 till now.
Yeah.
And she's going to have a baby next
Aww.
week. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
yeah, crazy.
She crazy.
But so a little more crazy stuff. She owns, at the time when she told us this, she owned about 9 dogs.
Wow.
What?
9 dogs. 8 of them were Chihuahuas, and one was a black miniature lab.
So I thought sledding team, but now that you say Chihuahuas, that's probably not possible.
I mean, they could call like something really small, I guess. But so their dogs would bark
In her room.
into her room.
That's so creepy. That's such a bad sign.
Would not enter. The dogs
The dogs will
not
never
enter
go
her-
into her room. And her room is a very small room.
Yeah.
It's like you could fit 2 twin-size beds
On each side.
with maybe like a 2-foot in the middle, and then they have a closet in the corner. And so the dogs would bark into the room, and most of the time when they do that, they're just staring,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
and then bark, and then stop.
Yeah.
and then bark and then stop.
Like they're barking at something specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing is that her closet above is the attic entrance.
Fuck
Ooh, that's
that.
the worst part.
That's why I never want to have the room that has the attic hatch as my room. It's just such a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's just such a bad idea.
It's so weird, too, because, like...
And they'll bark specifically in that corner.
Get out.
And it's just, it's so bad. Like, things fall, things get thrown.
Yeah. So they will stack their shoes, like, inside the closet. Because it's a closet.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's on top. So, like, sometimes we'll be in the kitchen. And all you hear is like, clunk, 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 thud.
No.
Or like a clunk.
Yeah.
And we're just like...
While you guys are there.
Yeah, while we're there.
No.
We chill out in her living room for quite a few years.
Yeah,
But you guys don't feel anything.
And no, we do.
We hear it. Yeah.
We hear it, and we don't enter her room either. Because it's not... It doesn't...
Do you bark? You get
I bark at it.
Oh, no.
But we've
been in her room
We've been in her room
but
maybe once or twice.
We didn't know until she started telling us that. And the reason why is because before that, though, like 2006, 2007, she hadn't played with the Ouija board yet.
Oh, wow. That's fucked up.
Wait.
Yeah. So, like, when we used to hang out with her, like, nothing would happen.
And then she played with the Ouija board.
Played with the Ouija board.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
So, like, at first, like, her house was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
And then, like, a few years into it, because she started getting into, like, creepy stuff. And, like, Supernatural, like, was the big TV show that she would always watch. So she's like, you know what? This might be fun, you know?
Has she never watched Paranormal Activity?
Has she not paid attention to Supernatural? Like, almost all their friends die.
Yeah.
Like, they die a million times in that show.
Yeah, so... But she was, like, super into it.
Yeah, very into it.
And then so...
we even bought her a Castiel cutout.
Yeah.
Which your friend is super into it, too. He literally has a tattoo of, like, the anti-possession.
Yeah,
that's
you can't get possessed tattoo. He has tattooed on him.
Funny. But yeah, she was so into it, and then she played with the Ouija board, and then her room ended up getting like super.
Yeah, but her dogs will not enter and will always bark. So when they bark at the room, it's never in the morning.
Yeah.
Never. Only when it's at nighttime. And we're just like kind of chilling out in the kitchen at their dining room table and just like talking a little bit. And then all of a sudden dogs bark. Or they'll be sleeping in the living room and all of a sudden they'll rush to the door and then start barking at the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
And it's really creepy. So when we are there, she tries to keep the door closed.
Yeah, she keeps her door closed.
She tries to keep it closed because it's literally
most of the time
first
closed.
The first
door
thing
you never enter
so.
anymore.
Huh? I don't think it has when we were there.
Okay.
But we don't know.
But she still slept in that room. So she's totally possessed then. Just saying.
Never know.
I don't know.
Well, that's creepy. And now that we know about, like, piercing the veil and messing with stuff that you shouldn't, we will transition into the tarot cards.
Oh, God.
So let's take...
What time is it? Okay, it's not midnight yet. It's only 11:40.
Let's take a wonderful editing pause, which you folks will not hear. We're going to get the tarot deck ready, and I think I'll be the first person to do a reading.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. I think the most common things that people ask about are love. And I think that's typically for people who are looking for someone. Health, which is people who have found like a family or are a little bit younger. They're wondering how long their family will stay together or how long their family will be healthy and things like that. And money. I think that's the thing that no matter where you're at in your life, people always ask about is like, will this thing I'm doing make me rich? Like, will I stay rich? Will I have just some sort of mysterious like windfall where all of a sudden I have all this money? Like, is there an uncle I don't know about who put me in his will, but I have to stay in a haunted house with 13 ghosts, like that kind of thing?
Oh my god.
So I'm going to try and avoid those three things like love, health, money. So the rules suggest that you shuffle the deck until you feel like it's more like when you're shuffling the deck if you're dealing for like poker or California Speed, which we just learned, where you feel like, okay, I feel like it's a good deal, you know? You're clearing the deck, cleaning the deck, whatever you want to call it, and that kind of connects you to it. So now I've shuffled this for a while. I'm splitting it into three, which is a basic 3-card tarot spread according to this website I'm using, which is goldenthreadtarot.com.
Okay.
So what is going on here is I'm going to go ahead and ask it about the future of my career. So specifically in my brain, I have a lot of ambitions of things I want to do. So I'm now in the gaming industry. I want to move over to the game development side of things. I have more of control of that. However, there's so many other things that I'm working on outside of that, like Scaryish, like this Wheel of Time podcast that's coming out, like a D&D side podcast that's coming out.
Like Scene Missing one day.
Like Scene Missing that should be happening once Robin's graduated, and all these other things. There always seems to be plates spinning, and when you have so many things you're working on, you can't really focus on one. And my mindset is, should I give up on some of these things and focus, or should I just keep trying to do all of them? Because I don't know what to do. And that's kind of always been my struggle, is I have so many ideas, not knowing which ones to focus on.
Your question's too intense.
No, I think it's perfect.
Okay.
So thank you for judging my question. I'm going to check. And
he just wanted to explain.
I wanted to explain, like, why I'm doing this poll, which is to kind of give me a direction or insight into how I've basically been managing my personal projects, which take up most of my personal life.
That top card keeps jumping off the stack, and it's freaking me out.
It's ready to come off. So the first...
because this table kind of cameras a little.
Yeah, that's true. These cards were flying off when we were playing California Speed earlier. So.
And it's because we were slapping the middle.
That is true. This is a little bit different. That said, the first pile I'm going to pull from is regarding like past introspection. The second is regarding present, and the third is regarding future. And after I pull, I'm going to talk about what the cards are, what they look like, and you're supposed to interpret them in various different ways, like symbology, color scheme, whatever speaks to you.
All right.
And then check and see what they actually mean, and then go from there. And then I'll probably just pass to the left, and we'll go to Jess after that. So, my first card I'm pulling is regarding past, and I have the Six of Wands, which is a fist holding a wand, and then in the background, like 5 additional reeds. So it looks like this wand.
Take a picture and put it up.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. Once we get done with the hands that are all laid out, I'll snap a picture of it for the Instagram so y'all can see what we pulled. So 6 of Wands regarding my past, regarding my present, 4 of Cups, and there's a pink lady with very blonde, very long hair with 1 cup in front of her. And 4 other cups. This one speaks to me a lot, actually. And then my third one is the Fool.
I don't like that.
Which is a lady with her tongue hanging out, and she just looks silly with a bundle and a knapsack on her back. So I think this is actually kind of poignant because the past, it's showing, to me at least, the Six of Wands has 5 things in the back that are of no matter, and then 1 that's in the hand, which is like, this is the thing that's been chosen, and it probably is the thing that's going to cause you to move forward. And then my 4 of Cups with this person that's looking forlorn or lost or bored, it's like there's 4 things in front of them, and they've chosen 1, and they're looking at the 3 other cups as if they're wondering if they should have chosen those instead, which is kind of how I feel where I'm at right now, where it's like, should I be focusing on something else rather than the cup I have in front of me?
This is terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And then the Fool, where they just look aloof and they don't really have anything going on.
They're naked.
They are naked. I didn't really interpret that for anything. That said, they have a knapsack on their back and they just look like there's like not a care in the world. For me, when I see the Fool especially, I think like, pick something. Or you're going to wind up with nothing, you know, like a traveling homeless person has a knapsack on their back and they go from like town to town via train with a knapsack.
Yeah.
That's what I see with that. So that's like my reading, at least for looking at the cards, where it's like, it's not as much of like telling me what to do, but telling me like, this is where you were, this is where you're at, this is where you will be if you don't figure your shit out and just fucking pick something already. So that's actually kind of cool. I actually really like that. So now we're going to look up what the cards actually mean using this wonderful app that I downloaded from goldenthreadtarot.com called Golden Thread Tarot, the app.
All right.
So it has a search feature where you can just go in there and search the cards, and it tells you what they are. And it gives you a card of the day, too. And I should mention my card of the day was the Knight of Pentacles. And it's a man of utmost diligence. He knows what he wants and is relentless in his pursuit of it. He is a hard worker, completing his mission with complete and terrible efficiency. So it's someone who like does whatever they need to do to get the job done.
Dang. Chaotic neutral.
Along his path is long and hard. filled with tasks that might be repetitive or tiring, but giving up is not an option. Which is kind of funny because it's like we're recording almost the 200th episode of this podcast in a hotel room at 11:30 at night, which we've never missed an episode. So when I pulled the card of the day, I was like, that's pretty fucking appropriate.
Our room number is also very interesting.
413.
413. The number 4.
It also,
the number 4.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. 13.
No, shut up. No. Why did we? No.
well,
This wasn't even the original hotel room we got.
We switched to this hotel room.
We switched to this. Fuck. No.
What were we supposed to have? 417?
Yeah.
Okay. That adds up to 12. It would have been safe. And it had 7 in it.
What the fuck?
All right, I'm going to get back to looking up my cards.
4
Don't do
3
this.
plus 1 equals 13.
Okay, 6 of Wands. Let's see what the 6 of Wands is supposed to represent. The 6 of Wands says, after a tough battle, the 6 of Wands represents a very public celebration of a victory. Nice. It is achievement as well as recognition for one's achievements. So maybe that for me is like graduating because I didn't know what I wanted my major to be. Did I switch my major 6 times?
You got promoted a lot.
No, I don't think I think I switched my major 4 times, but that would have been creepy. So, okay. 4 of Cups. Let's check out 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. All right, this is my present card. Being so deep in contemplation and thought, you may sometimes ignore the gifts that the world gives you. The potential joys that are laid at your feet are ignored. Even though your intentions may be noble, you run the risk of treating the world with apathy. That's pretty good. Yeah, because I spend so much time in the office, like work, then podcast, or work, then some other project. Yeah. So we don't really do a whole lot.
The word is also apathy. Because apathy...
Like, I don't give a fuck, right?
You just don't like, have passion towards something.
Yeah, it's something that you specifically haven't experienced yourself, so you can't empathize with the person that had felt it. Yeah. So
it's very interesting. All right, and finally, the Fool. The major arcana tells the story of an individual's path towards completion, which is ironic that I pulled it since I'm asking for, like, where do I go? Being the first card, the Fool, therefore, is a blank slate, a representation of purity and innocence of a child that knows nothing of the world. New journeys are signaled here, and the Fool is full of exuberance and energy. He does not know the dangers that can beset him during his travels, and thus he stumbles forward with complete optimism, never suspecting that he may be walking on a thin, tight rope. So it's like, pick a path, move forward, and it'll probably make me happy, but also be aware of the fact that it's like, there's lots and lots of pitfalls that could happen. So that's cool. That's a completely different interpretation that also somehow completely aligns with what I was saying and what I asked. So that actually makes me feel a whole lot better because when I saw the Fool, I was like, oh, I'm an idiot, obviously. But it's more or less if I move forward and take a choice just to be aware of the fact that there's things that could happen that's good and bad. So
cool.
Nice. Cool. That is mine. So we're going to go ahead and move over to Jess.
I think you're going to snap pick.
I am. Yeah. I was just doing the magic of editing.
Magic of editing. All right, so I guess now it's my turn, which is I'm Jessica. Hello.
Hello.
Just making sure. My voice is a little bit deeper than Jen's. So my question is Tangly in general. Nothing too specific. I just wanted to know if using a dating app for 2022 would be okay for, I guess, the past me, the present me, and the future me.
Interesting.
So we're writing off 2021. Yeah, 2021's a mess. We're not going to worry about it for 2021.
So then, I mean, the middle one should be a mess.
Yeah, it should be. So, like,
okay.
So I guess predicting the past, obviously, it should be a blank slate, right? The present to me would probably be like chaos and like probably trying to find myself, I guess. And then the future is probably like, hey, where should I go from here? Hopefully. So I guess the first one I got is the Wheel of Fortune. Hey.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Wheel of Fortune.
The present me would be the Magician. And then the future would be Pentacles. Hey. Didn't get any of the ones with the numbers.
The King of Pentacles.
The King of Pentacles. That is true. I don't know what that means.
So what do these cards mean to you based off of your question?
So I guess for the Wheel of Fortune, it's like kind of like a roulette. So no one really knows what's going to happen or what did happen. What did happen?
Nothing, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Anything about the art or the color scheme?
Probably got in the wheel. It just said try again.
Oh, it's super colorful for me.
It is.
And it's kind of blue.
Yeah, it's it kind of looks like
it's like, you know, the red string of fate.
Yeah, it looks like a red string of fate. It kind of looks like a clock. Obviously Adam and Robert are gonna post this up. Yeah, it's like time, kind of like a clock, technically.
Yeah, so you have time because you're still young because this is the past.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm trying to read.
I know, reading her card.
Me.
You are twins, so you are connected.
Yeah, exactly. And the second one,
my reading too.
The second one is a magician. It's a girl with two hair colored, one blue, one side blue, and then one side like a magenta color. And she's actually, her skin is also three different colors. Her arm is like orange. Her other arm is like a teal, and then her face and her neck is like a greenish color. And then she has a chalice, a sword, and a wand, and then like an alchemy circle with an infinity sign like in the middle.
I think it's super interesting you have the infinity sign across the neck, because the first one had that time piece to it. Yeah. And now you have this infinity symbol.
Which is
you
also...
are gonna live
forever.
Adam's like, why?
For the magician, I guess like maybe some magic, something's going to happen before like maybe the end of the year. 22 is going to be like the year. I don't know. And then I got the King of Pentacles, and I think
it's very interesting you pulled a king card.
Yeah, right?
Like,
because you're looking for
in the future.
But then there's also, look.
And the magician's like a girl, too.
You have like a symbol next to it.
Yeah,
in your
which
second
represents like a little alchemy circle with a star and a circle. For the king and the magician, so maybe there could be a connection.
The king is holding it like very gently.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got
That's
chills.
super cool.
Yeah. The fact that they're connected.
Yeah.
All right.
I like this one the best.
The Wheel
of Fortune is just
it's
so
really
cool.
nice.
It is such a good show.
It seemed very like time based.
There's really a theme that runs through the card.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, let's check out Wheel of Fortune. And do you want to read what it says?
No, go ahead. I like hearing the timbre of your voice better.
Oh, thank you.
I know, but okay.
All right, so the Wheel of Fortune. Greater forces that are outside of human control are at work here. The same forces that govern the changing of the seasons or the rising and setting of the sun is also the master of luck and the fate of individuals. This card represents the inevitable changing of cycles. Its lesson is, what comes up must come down. So that's the past card that you pulled.
So it's like you couldn't have controlled whatever happened in your life. It's
in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
The past is past and you couldn't control it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, next is the magician.
The magician. All right.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh thing?
Yes.
I hate you all. All right, the magician. The magician is the representation of pure willpower.
Oh.
She takes all that is available to her and molds and transforms it to her desires. With her hand pointing to the ground and her wand pointing to the sky, she is the manifestation of the ancient phrase, as above, so below.
That's scary.
Meaning that earth reflects heaven, what is within is also without. The microcosm is the macrocosm. Naturally, this phrase is the origin of what is commonly understood as magic.
So
she can mold whatever we're in the present currently.
I think it's funny that we're looking at this and it's like, tell us sort of what's going to happen or give us some insight into this thing. And then this card of the present is like, you hold all the power and you're a total badass.
So you can make it happen.
Like, that's what the magician card really is.
So you're planning for 2020, is that 2022? Sorry. So you said 2020 earlier, and I was like, we're in 2021.
Yeah. I'm living in the past, apparently.
All right, King of Pentacles. Let's check this one out. This is your final card, so this is the future card.
I'm going to be mad if he's a douchebag.
The fruits of worldly ambition have brought financial success, a sense of abundance, stability, and security.
Engineer!
Marrying a really rich man. That's 2 separate things.
The King of Pentacles is a fatherly figure that provides all of those things and is also someone that is happy to share all that he has accumulated. So he's a fatherly figure, but he could also be a sugar daddy because he's sharing everything that he has. So that's nice.
Interesting.
That one plays into it very well.
Yes, it does.
And it helps that the magician, they said it's a she too, so a girl. And a guy.
What are the fucking odds? This shit is nuts. Okay.
I like that Robin's going last because I'm hoping you're going to change your question to something that'll scare you more. So, okay, we're going to take a picture of this and then we're going to move over to Jennifer.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and use the magic of editing to do that right now.
So mine is going to be, I'm going to do a job thing. Where I'm at in my career, I'm just kind of okay with where it is. And I kind of want to see what it could be in the future. So before I did work kind of from the bottom up.
So you start from the bottom, now you're here.
That's how it is. So I did work kind of like as a hostess. Then I made my way up and was
Hostess as in restaurant.
Damn. Okay, I'm sorry. Hostess in a restaurant.
There you go.
Taking people to their tables.
Gotcha.
She's no Dorothea Fuente.
I thought we were questioning whether or not she was a snacked good like Hostess cupcakes. So I'm glad we've cleared all this up now. No confusion.
Not that you're not a snack.
I know I'm sweet.
All right, keep going.
So I did start there, and then I made my way working into the airport. And then now that I'm working in my first professional career, I'm kind of hesitant to move on. So I kind of want to know if I should move on or should I stay?
That's
should I
pretty
go?
cool.
Should I do something else? Because like Adam, I also have different ambitions, but I'm lazy. I think that's the main difference.
Yeah.
You have a drive? I don't.
I think it's funny you refer to yourself as lazy.
Lazy.
Because you work, 10 to 16 hour days occasionally, and while we were hanging out in here both working on Friday, you were getting emails on your day off from your boss. And you had to do all these different calls while on your day off and sick.
And
So.
when we were driving to Sacramento, the 4 hours I was driving, she got no phone calls.
I fell asleep too.
Wow.
And then when she's driving for the last two, like the last leg of coming up here,
The first
all
hour
the phone calls.
and a half, I got 2 calls. And then the last 2 hours, I got 3 calls.
And it was all when she was driving.
So much work.
I just think it's unfair to call yourself lazy because
Yeah,
you're clearly very hard working.
I am lazy, so let's start picking these cards.
All right.
So my first card
for the past.
is 3 cups. 3 of cups. Interesting.
Explain.
So it's 3 ladies with, it looks like 3 green chalices, and they all have different hair colors. So the first one on the left has a yellow and a green. The one in the middle is blue. And the one on the right is a purple and a pink. That's very interesting. Do these 3 represent us?
I thought that too.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's creepy.
And
Maybe.
kind of just us hanging out, you know?
Together.
Like in the past, like
we're
not
all-
really working.
Because we're all similar.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like it's the same faces,
But
kind of.
it's all connected.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting.
Which is odd.
They look like trolls.
They do, like with the hair?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Not like the trolls that live under the bridge. The trolls that you fluff the,
Yeah, the little
fancy
hair.
on.
Oh,
Okay.
I was thinking about the trolls that sing.
the Trolls movie.
Oh,
That's
of
it.
course.
We're a trio.
My head is always in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, so trolls for me are very
Remember,
different creatures.
chaotic neutral.
My bad.
Okay, so I'm going to assume this is us, and we're just drinking from a cup of life.
Explain to who us are.
Oh, the sisters.
Yeah, the
You
3 of us.
sisters.
Yeah.
You, me, and our little sister Jules. Or
Shout out to Jules.
Hey Jules, stop squish hunting, spending money. Thank y'all.
Going squish hunting tomorrow.
Yeah. We're gonna do it for her. Alright, let's pick the middle card. This is the present, and it is 7 of Wands.
A lot of sticks.
Interesting.
4.
7. I guess. Well, let's see. So in this image, there's a stick that's on fire
Oh my fuck.
on both ends.
Wow.
Above.
Wow.
Oh.
It's
Please
like
keep
a
going.
balance.
Keep going.
Why?
It's like the expression burning the candle from both
at
ends. Because you work
'Cause you
so
work
hard,
so
you're
hard,
burning
you're
yourself
just tired.
Oh.
out. You work and work and work and work, and that's all you can see.
I didn't even
I'm
know
learning
that.
so much more stuff now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Seeing that, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, damn.
And knowing how much you fly and how much you travel and how much you work, you're just like, there's no time for yourself. You're just exhausted.
I am exhausted, but it's nice seeing you guys. it really helps, actually. Yeah. So I guess you guys pretty much explained that one.
What's on the bottom of the card?
It's just 6 sticks.
Standing upright.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. Do I get to burn all the other sticks?
I don't know.
That's a chaotic neutral thing to say.
I'm gonna burn all the sticks.
Should I just go to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, so future card, please be a good card. The World.
The world is your
So-
oyster.
Wow. That's so cool.
It's interesting because when I first started this job, I was telling my mentor, I was like, I'm going to save the world one day. That's what I told him. And he's like, by destroying it or or by actually saving it? And I was like, I have no idea yet, but we'll see. I will save the world one day. So this one is a girl just kind of looking over the earth, which to me is kind of interesting. Because then I feel like I can do whatever I want in the future.
Yeah.
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
You're going to save the world one way or another.
By burning all the sticks.
Wow, that's cool. That's interesting.
That one's really cool. When I see the one for present, too, and the 6 sticks, I know that you're thinking, like, do I want to do this? Do I want to move forward?
Yeah.
Is there options I haven't considered? It's almost like because you have this one stick that you're committed to and you're burning the candle at both ends, it's like those are the options. And because you can't take a break to think about it, you can't really see the forest for the trees. You can't think of the other options that you have because all you're committed to doing is using your work ethic and plowing through the job you have now. And you can't really think about what other things could be because you have your current career and the path in front of you and you're just moving forward because that's what you do. It's really hard when you're a person that moves forward if you come to a fork in the road to stop. Your natural thing is to just move forward with the momentum you have in life and just stay on the same path. So maybe it's like you're moving so fast and you're so committed to moving forward, you're not even noticing these other things that you could be doing.
Ooh.
And either way, though, you wind up with the world card where it's like, this place belongs to me, bitches. What's up? Thank you for coming.
That'd be awesome.
All right. So what is it actually? What are the cards actually?
Let's check and
define
see
as?
what these cards actually are.
So the past is 3 of Cups.
3 of Cups. So let's do 3. There we go. Okay. The 3 of Cups. A warm and lively gathering of friends. Wow.
Oh, nice.
You
I
are
like this moment.
You are blessed with loving relationships and camaraderie, and this is likely a very social period in your life where you are having the time of your life and the people around you.
You, Jess and Jules.
Oh my god, that makes me so sad.
Oh
It
like,
doesn't
now
need
it's
to,
gone.
though.
It's the past.
That's the past. So now the second one is 7 of Wands.
7 of Wands. All right.
They're also short compared to yours. What?
This is true. This one is shorter.
Yeah.
Even with success, the battle is never over. After achieving a victory and a higher position, one must also put up a defense against the many competitors that want to wrench away your laurels.
Hmm.
Don't let them put you down.
And the last one is the World.
I think that one's super interesting because you work super hard and you're always doing stuff and you were getting shit the entire time we were here over something that's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's like someone trying to take your laurels.
Yeah, it's my fault.
What the?
No, it's not your fault.
I got you sick.
I mean, either way, they're going to yell at me, so it's okay.
And this last one is the World,
I
right?
really like this card. It's so pretty.
This one, the World. Absolute unity, perfection, accomplishment that draws from inner and outer sources. This card signals the harmony of the inner and outer worlds and reaching a level of enlightenment. An era of one's life is complete, and there is joy and celebration that is coming to welcome it.
Oh,
It's like the perfect
amazing.
balance of life and work. And
Yeah. So then, what's the time frame for that?
If you could give us like a time
It says in the
frame,
future, it could be 2022.
you never know.
Oh, well,
It could be
the
tomorrow.
number is 11,
Maybe something to consider.
Hmm.
Very
right? Or is
interesting.
it
What's his X mean?
21?
21.
It's
That's
21.
21.
That's this year. That's weird.
Maybe I'll get promoted.
Maybe.
And then maybe I'll get out of the company.
Oh, shit.
All right. So we're going to go ahead, take a picture of yours, and pass it on to Robin through the magic
I'm
of editing.
excited.
Okay, so I'm going to do mine now. I'm kind of nervous. Never done this before. But my question is going to be like,
Send her good vibes.
here, thank you. For like my academic career, and I've definitely not taken it seriously. And I'm sure the beginning is going to be a shit show, and present hopefully is going to be something about how I am doing right now in the present because it's my last semester, but I definitely want to figure out like what my professional career is going to be afterwards, because I'm trying to decide, do I want to stay public sector or do I want to like go to private sector? Because now, right now, public sector is like crapping on me.
Or will something magical happen and what we're doing right now somehow becomes your career? Like conventions and podcasts.
Why not?
All right.
Your bread and butter.
Yeah. Bread and butter.
All right.
And then you guys can do like, it'd be really cool if you can do like a con.
Spooky Con's coming up.
I know, but let them run a con.
Yeah. I've thought about it a lot recently.
I've done research.
Ooh.
So we want to do an anime.
You and I could talk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Business partners.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we'll do the merch.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
All right. First card.
The past.
The past is a 5 of Pentacles. Looks like anal beads.
Oh my God. Explain first. Don't move forward yet.
It's just a hand that is holding literally a string of 5 pentacles that are going down. And like I said, looks like anal beads. You guys will see the picture. You'll know it's me.
What does it mean to you?
Let me see.
Let me
pentacles mean.
pull them all, and then pull all the beads out. Okay, and then I'll and then I'll
We're
see
PG-13,
how
right?
I think. Okay, the second one is the 4 of Wands. I don't know if she looks happy or sad, but it's a little stressful to look at. And
Describe it.
it's just a girl in the middle, has a little flower crown, super cute. Can't tell if she's laughing or crying. A little bit mix of both, maybe. But there's 4 sticks because 4 of Wands. All right, and
She
then
looks happy to me.
I think it's one of those Mona Lisa things where is she cringing because she's about to cry, or is she laughing so hard?
or she's trying to be happy and she's not.
The staffs around her as well are taller than she is, so they're almost imposing over her.
girl?
Or he. There's no nip. So
It has.
might
I was
be
gonna
a
say
boy.
it does have like a toga on.
Yeah.
So one of the breasts is exposed, but it's just flat.
Yeah.
But it's what your interpretation of it is.
All right. Okay. Last card. Last card is the moon.
That is a really pretty card.
I can't believe we haven't pulled any of the same card.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay. So this one just looks like, woman, darker colors, moon earring on. And it's pretty card. I like all the colors on all these cards. They're really
She looks
nice.
a lot more professional. She has lipstick on. It looks like she almost has, is that sunglasses on her?
No, there's no sunglasses.
I think it's
What's
her makeup.
by
That's
her
just her
eye?
makeup.
That's just her makeup. Oh, I see now. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a full mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let me see here. 5 of Pentacles, I'm going to say that's just,
Don't go back to the anal beads joke.
but maybe it looks like anal beads because my past life was a shit show. And I didn't take anything
Gross.
seriously. You know what I mean? And it was just, my life was a mess. And I
Just
didn't know
watch
what
it
I
tell
was
you something
doing.
completely
And-
different.
You could be
Yeah.
Who
holding
knows?
your life on a string.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to
So
look
all
up
your,
5
like,
pentacles and it's like
possibilities.
anal beads.
No. They're like magical talismans. But
I don't
maybe
know.
like each bead represents a struggle you had.
Oh, maybe.
And you're
You're holding it by a string.
Yeah.
Or you're
Like a
carrying
whole
it with
thing
you.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's like as thin as a thread between each.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second one, to me, feels like I have way too much going on.
I agree.
And I don't know,
If you should be happy.
yes, or sad, or like I'm just trying to get through it, because the end is near, so I'm happy. But at the same time, it means like I have to think of my job that I want to get after school, and I got to
your
figure out where.
grades.
Yeah,
This card feels claustrophobic to me
It
because
feels like
you're in between
it's
these
giving me
4.
anxiety.
These 4 wands aren't just wands like there were in all the other wand cards we saw.
look
They're
like
very tall.
they look like pencils with
They look-
bracers on the end.
They do, but they're so tall, and like from the
Education.
perspective of the picture, they look like pillars. And it's like these 4 massive pillars that are just looming over you, like work, school, like
Podcast.
future career, podcast.
Yeah.
There's just a lot over you. And I think it's funny because some of the things that you tend to do is like you laugh or you giggle your way through so much stuff. And that's kind of the face you make when you do it. Yes, exactly.
The
So.
struggle is real.
And I do like what you said at the end for the future one, where it's like she looks pretty professional. She kind of looks put together. But with the moon thing, maybe too, it's like, reach for the moon.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But who knows?
It's like the journey was worth it.
Yeah.
Like the struggles, the continued struggle, but the different mindset to it. And like, this is how you're going to come out. It's like you shot for the moon. Now you are the moon.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
so what does it actually mean?
Let's look up what the cards actually mean.
I can't wait to hear the first one.
All right. So the 5 of Pentacles. Let's check this out. 5. Here we go. Of Pentacles. A time of need and desperation sometimes signals difficulties with one's relationship to money, but this card also signals that there is help available if one chooses only to see and acknowledge it.
Got my sugar daddy right here, baby!
So that was your past, which we do know you did have struggles with. I think everyone's had struggles in their past, and I can tell you we definitely had financial struggles, so that totally makes sense.
4 of Wands.
4 of Wands is the next one. So this is, 4 of Wands is the one for the present. 4 of Wands, a celebration of harmony, happiness, and good relationships. It is a time of peace after a period of hard work. The 4 of Wands usually indicates this in regards to family and large groups of people. I'd like to point out, there are 4 of us in this room right now.
Get the fuck out! What is with all the creepy stuff?
For the present card, I think that's actually really, really cool. And that makes me think that you're laughing at this point now in that card.
So you're happy, right?
Yeah. It's always fun hanging out with you guys.
Aww.
And there's always something that scares me.
And all the knowledge nuggets that we...
All the knowledge nugs, like the fact that a venti Starbucks cup is bigger than your bladder.
Indeed. Important things to know.
So now, potty break. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow. I was like, oh man, we're going to leave people hanging. So the moon, the final card, future, it says, night is the time when dreams and fantasies rule. Ooh. The moon also represents instincts that we have buried in our own unconscious. They come out to play in the moonlight. But the reflections that we see springing forth can also be illusions. It is easy to lose your way in the dark.
So my future's a shit show.
No. Because you're dreaming.
You have all these dreams in front of you. Yeah. Just be realistic.
So opportunities are here. You can go for it, but you can stray off the path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gotta be smart.
You're good.
Your dreams come out to play in the moonlight, but reflections can basically lead you astray. I think we both had kind of a similar thing of like the future is be smart, be aware that there are very serious pitfalls that can go along with not being careful.
Yeah.
What was your last card?
The king.
The King of Pentacles.
The king. The world. The moon.
I like
We're
how
a universe.
ours, literally, each one of them, that last one, is like a personal card.
It wasn't like
it
a
wasn't
numbered
a number.
card.
Yeah. Like mine completely was not a number at all for all 3 of mine.
That might not be significant, but right now it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
So.
I think, I don't know, it's terrifying.
Terrifying.
I made that joke earlier, you joke-stealing stupid idiot.
I thought you were going to call him the slut.
I thought she was going to call me a slut as well.
But none of us got the same card, which is very surprising.
There's quite a few, though. There's quite a bit of cards in
there are a bunch of cards,
so many
but
with
like
numbers.
Yeah.
And plus you're shuffling.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, it's crazy.
Yeah, and we shuffled a lot.
Yes.
I shuffled a lot after her, and I saw you shuffle.
Yeah, because the directions, right, say to shuffle until you feel like it's right? Like it's clean or whatever. And then split it. And I just think that it's really cool. None of us got the same card, and they all kind of meant something that genuinely matched, stuff.
What we were asking
about.
Yeah, I agree. I think, we covered tarot a little bit. We didn't dig too deep into it, but we also mentioned that it was something that we hadn't done, and it's not necessarily something like contacting spirits with a spirit board or anything like that.
It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
I think it's what's weird is that you're asking something to tell you about a question or a topic or something you're focusing on, and just through random chance and art, it kind of does answer back. Mm-hmm. And our own stories didn't exactly align with what the cards were, but they also kind of did, which is kind of weird. So either way, this was really fun to do. I really enjoyed this. Shout out again to the artist who went ahead and gave us the tarot card. And that artist is at Mischief's Magic, Magick, the fun way of spelling it with a K at the end.
Magique.
So thank you so much. And this was really fun to do. So it's always fun hanging out with the JJ Obsession. We've had the joy of spending the weekend with you all. And we got here on Thursday, and it's Sunday night, and I feel like we all just got here. So, but yeah, I think we're just about done with the tarot deck, and now we'll all try and sleep after that wonderful story that Jess told. It's kind of cool because you can see the light under our door when all the lights are out, and we'll see if a shadow goes by past or anything. You totally can, yeah.
Well,
I get up to
people staying here. Don't worry.
We're in a hotel. I get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night, so that's like the one light that guides me in that direction. But I'll wake you up, I promise, if I see any creepy shadows like feet outside our door or anything like that.
Don't wake me up.
Don't wake me up.
But cool. If anyone would like to send us a story of anything that you related to in this episode or just in general, we take all types of stories. You can email storytime@scaryish.com or hit us up on any of our social medias. Facebook is facebook.com/scariyishpodcast. Twitter is @scariyishpod. And Instagram is @scariyishpodcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/scariyishpodcast. Those are monthly donations. Tier start $1, you get ad-free. Can't go wrong with ad-free. And if you're not into the monthly subscription type thing, you can go to ko-fi.com/scaryish podcast. And those are one-time donations.
Indeed. So thank you so much one more time to the JJ Obsession for joining us. You both are amazing.
Yeah, it's always so much fun.
It is fun.
It was a blast. So thank you to everyone who listened to this episode and for supporting our show. It means the world to us. And that's everything we have. So Robin, why don't you go ahead and sign us out?
Wait, why do I have to say it? You guys should say it.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Adios. Bye. Hasta la pasta.